Hello and welcome back to this edition of Evening Crypto Brief. My name is Dustin. This will review what comes out on the Evening Crypto newsletter. If you're interested in this, we do have a daily plan. It's $10 a month, 33 cents a day. If you're not interested in trying it right now, you can always sign up for the free one. It comes out on at 11 a.m. on Saturdays. So we're going to dive right in. The thing that I'm most fascinated by, just to be honest, is the move that we've seen in Bitcoin. The fact that this thing is up nearly 5.5% over the past 5 days and 7% over the past month is actually quite remarkable. If you do get this email at the very bottom, you can always go to what is the full crypto brief. It's this exact same thing that if you're logged in, you just click on the crypto page here, just loads your data for you. I'm going to go ahead and slide this over, close this one. The thing that I love about this personally is that it's updated pretty regularly. Meme world in terms of things that are coins that have high market caps. But if we're looking at the major three right now in terms of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, I'd even throw Solana in there. But if we're looking at those three, essentially what we can see right now is things are looking much better than they were. On all three of them, we're up over the past week. Obviously, XRP is it's up barely 2%. It's still not positive on the 1 month, but I like what we're starting to see here. It is above its trade level, which I think is very positive. Now, if we're thinking about the move that I'm most interested in, I'm going to move this to the side. If I'm just looking at this, first off, the way that I look at things is I look at it purely from a sentiment perspective. I want to see is it bullish or bearish. So we only see that we have two bullish stocks at the moment, or two bullish cryptos at the moment. The concerning thing that I'd say is that the one bullish one that we see here, which is Bitcoin, it's moderately high. It's well at the top of its range. It's well above the normal portion. It's well above its trade level. It's very close to the top of its like sell top in its actual range. We go ahead and open this up so we can just take a quick look at it to show you what I mean in terms of the sell top. The thing that I consider to be the most unfortunate is when something gets you see it start to have like a positive breakout. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this to log scale a little bit. You can see it starts to have like essentially some bullish change here. Crypto, or at least Bitcoin itself, was bearish essentially through all of August, very beginning of September. Now we see that it's starting to break out. I do like that it's at the top of its range, but I would like to say that the price, I'd like to generally have a little bit of a pullback from the top of the range if I want to see a continuation. Now it's different because with Bitcoin, it does trend incredibly well. So if we're looking at it even on a 6 month, the problem that I've seen is that this thing has essentially gone up, then sideways, up, sideways, and down, and now it's going up again. It hasn't really been trending aggressively. I do like that we're seeing some like higher volume on the moves that we're seeing. Bitcoin, from the overall perspective, is at 54% bullish. On the 15-day, it's at 58% bullish. I like that I start to see the reset of the volatility. I don't like that the volatility didn't get low enough. It didn't get down to like, this is a zero based or a zero bound index. So generally, well, not generally, it can't go below zero. So what it'll do is it'll just reset as close to zero as it possibly can. Obviously, Bitcoin's such a high price, it can't do it. I do like that the volatility is breaking out while the correlation is getting positive. That is showing the types of moves that we're seeing in Bitcoin right now. If I'm looking at it from a data table perspective, the only concerns that I have, again, is that this thing has been moderately high, significantly high, and has maintained being moderately high the past 3 days in a row. I'd like to see it get closer back into the normal range. Obviously, that's going to be a problem. We're going to have to wait for it. The trade level is at 116.08. I think the sell top for right now is going to be at 127. I think it's going to continue to go higher just based on what I'm seeing because we're seeing higher highs in the top of the range. I'd like to see the bottom kind of start to come up, but we'll give it time there. It is positive from the 1 day all the way to the 1 year. Even on the 1 month, again, it's up 7.1%. On the 3 month, it's only up 6.48%. It's interesting to see what's happening in Bitcoin. Is the only other bullish one is Bitcoin Cash, which I do find to be generally a fun one to trade because if you look over the past 9 months, it's been bullish more than it's been bearish. When you have the green lines, that means it's bullish. I'll go ahead and look at it even on a log scale, look at it more up closely. The thing that's been going on though that I don't care for is that it hasn't been trending aggressively. I'd like to see a proper trend. I'd like to see it above 650. I mean, even over the past 3 months, we really haven't been able to get over that 650 mark. We've had some times where we've gotten close, 624, 618. Right now we're at 601. I like the move that we're seeing inside of Bitcoin Cash, but I'd really like to see it continue to move higher. I think it offers a really good opportunity when you see these pullbacks, you see these very low volatility drops essentially when you've got the long-term bullish trend. That is a great indicator, or that's a great place in terms of my opinion of where I trade to try to get in and then try to sell as we get to the top of the range. The problem is we're not really hitting the top of the range right now. It's been a while since we got up there. Obviously, the top of the range right now is 243. I'd love to see 643, excuse me. I'd love to see 643 on Bitcoin Cash if we could really see it kind of move there. The sentiment when we're looking at it's only 49%. Even on the 15-day, we're still negative. We're at 45% bullishness. The volatility I'd like to see start to fall and kind of trend a little bit. That would be something positive to me. Falling volatility is a very good indication generally longer term, very comfortable bull market. The things that I'd say that are really positive here, essentially, we've seen this thing flip from what was bearish just a little bit to bullish. We are or were at least around the trade level, which is pretty close to here. And obviously, we've got a decent amount of upside all the way up to 643. When I look again, we are positive on the 1 month, barely. We need to hold that. We're positive on the 3 month, slightly. The 6 month, obviously 46%, but we'll see where this goes from here. Right now, it's difficult to be looking at anything else in crypto. Obviously, if we look at the email that I get, essentially you can see that many of the things have a positive 1 month return, like Sushi and Link and obviously Bitcoin Cash, XML. XLM. I don't even know what that is. I think this is Litecoin. You can see Polkadot is up. They're all still bearish though. That's the problem. They're bearish, but if you look at most of them, they are at the top. They're like moderately high. You can see the moderately high thing here as well as it's in the email. So you can see it's moderately high, which I do think is a good look for something that's probably going to flip from bearish to bullish longer term. But we want to maintain and we want to see these things obviously clear their trade levels. It looks like pretty much everything's above its trade level right now because you can see when it's green, that means that the price is above the trade level. Obviously, Graph is not, and then Avalanche is not. There are some concerning things that you're seeing just because everything went bearish, but it really has flipped much more positive recently. The past weekend or so has been positive. You're probably looking at what, 50% of them are positive on the 1 month, which is a good look. I'd say that I think right now I'll be paying attention to Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash probably has my most attention just because it is bullish out of everything, but I'll be looking to see what I get in the morning. This comes out again. If you're looking at it on the pricing page, it comes out every single morning at 6:15 a.m. East Coast time. I like it because it's right before the market actually opens. You can kind of pay attention, drink my coffee, and read it. So I like it from that perspective. But if you're interested in it, you can go ahead and go to traderangers.com/pricing. You can always join the free one. Obviously, it comes out and then the daily premium. If there's enough people who sign up and are like, I want the evening version, right now the evening version only goes to me. But if you're interested in that, you can definitely get it. I definitely send it to myself every single morning. So the morning crypto brief comes out 6:15. You can see right on the dot. We've seen some really positive moves, and this has been really helpful for me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Talk to you soon.